Hello out there. How you doing? It's Joe and not Darren of Urban Hillsides Real Estate here for another edition of Real Estate Reality. Apologies, but there was a real estate emergency, and that's the reality of it, right? So he had to go run off and handle something at one of our properties, and he will be back in shortly. So stay tuned. Darren will be joining us. In the meantime, we'll do some of the usual things. And we have a special guest, Harlan Accola of Movement Mortgage, talking about reverse mortgages. So we'll bring him in shortly. But guys, you know the drill. We'll talk about the last 7 days in terms of solds that we think are interesting. Darren will pick out some actives that are either a value or just an astoundingly beautiful home. We usually try to find value, but we'll talk about actives. We'll talk about the local market and what's been going on in the last 7 days, and then also mortgage rates, right? Our mortgage rate watch from Mortgage News Daily. So we'll talk about that. In the meantime, let me go ahead and get rid of this disclaimer. And hold on. Boop, boop. Anybody who has seen us should have this memorized, but here we go.
Darren Hubert and Joe Cloninger are real estate agents at Avenue 8 under the Urban Hillsides brand. All opinions expressed by Urban Hillsides or guests on this video are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Avenue 8. You should not treat any opinion expressed by Urban Hillsides as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of Urban Hillsides team's opinions. This video is for informational purposes only.
All right, well, there you go. Buyer beware. All right, so let's go ahead and move into our topic with our special guest, Harlan. How you doing, Harlan?
Doing awesome. I appreciate being a guest.
Yeah. This is going to be fun. You know, as I told you earlier, you are our third guest, so it's very historical for us. We love having guests now because they know so much more than us, basically. You know, I'm sure Darren will be dropping in during this 15 to 20 minutes, but just to kind of shape the conversation a bit, you know, the title here is Reverse Mortgage Rethink. And, you know, I'm sure there are a lot of people who have preconceived notions of what a reverse mortgage is. You are the National Reverse Mortgage Director for Movement Mortgage, so I'm sure you have heard everything. But, you know, again, talk about the past, what those misconceptions might have been. Where are we now? What are the opportunities? All this stuff. I know you dream of it in your sleep. So I'll just leave it to you at this point.
Well, I kind of do. My wife elbowed me really hard one time several years ago when I was snoring, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I said, over 62, 50% equity, still making a mortgage payment. And she said, all you think about is reverse mortgages. And yes, I do think about it in my sleep, Joe, no question about it. Because, you know, 20 years ago, I told people to stay away from these things. They're a ripoff. They screw the old people and hurt the kids. And I just said that automatically to everybody. And pretty soon people start believing me, even though I was very incorrect. And that's sad. Fortunately, I got to most of those people. I told them I was wrong. But I was looking at the old reverse mortgage, which really wasn't a mortgage. It was an investor. And half of your people that were watching this, as soon as they saw the two words reverse mortgage, hung up. So I should have told you not to bring that up, you know, but because they just said, oh, those are bad. I don't want to hear about those. But reverse mortgages have a 95% absolutely positive, high positive consumer reaction with people that have them. So once people get them, they say, wow, this is cool. You know, and they tell their friends about it. And so the issue is that I didn't understand that this is not something where you give up ownership. That's the old reverse mortgage. You lost ownership and the investor came in and took advantage of old people. That's not this deal. This is an FHA product. Most of them are FHA products, or they're federally regulated one way or the other. And
Mhm.
you do not give up ownership of your house. You still own the house, and it's simply a magic wand that we wave over your house and allow you to be able to use some of the money in your house.
Mhm.
That's really all that we do. And people have built up a lot of equity in their house. I just talked to somebody the other day in California, and I said, um, I think that it would make a lot of sense for you to kind of enjoy some of the things that you're doing because you're kind of rich. You're a millionaire. And they said, no, we're
Right.
not. We just told you we only got 100 grand left in our IRA. I said, you just told me your house is worth 1.5 and you owe
Right.
200. So you're a
Right.
millionaire, but they had no way of using it and they weren't having fun. They didn't know where they're going to get 50 grand to fix their roof or when they were going to go on vacation and how they're going to get Christmas presents for their grandkids. And because they didn't realize that there was a whole bunch of money sitting in their living room and they had no access to it. So
Got
that's
it.
really where people just, I read a book a long time ago called Don't Believe Everything You Think. And that's why it's really
Mhm.
cool that you put Rethink down here because people need to rethink reverse mortgages and
Mhm.
how it fits into your retirement plan. They've got Social Security in their retirement plan. They have 401ks and IRAs in their retirement plan, Medicare. Why don't they put their house, which is one of their most valuable assets, into their retirement plan? And
Mhm.
that's really what it comes down to is being able to use all of that equity, all of that wealth, because you guys tell people if you get into real estate, you can build wealth through real estate. Everybody knows that.
Mhm.
Well, if I build up $1 million worth of equity and I can't use it, what kind of wealth is that?
Right.
And Darren
Well,
appears.
how you
Yes,
doing, Darren? How did
I
it
just
go
don't.
over there?
It went fine. It went fine. Had the property site that they don't officially own yet, but will own soon. Uh,
Yes, I was explaining
we
that
want to
to
make sure the
Harlan
current
earlier.
owner doesn't absorb the liability of them being there.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Well,
gosh,
here
can you
we
give
are,
me a
man.
quick update on where you're at and where you started?
Well, we just started. He gave an introduction of the
Okay.
misconceptions. Um, and I explained to him earlier, two of the things that you were really picked with was that this is not necessarily an old person's choice. This is could be somebody 55 plus, uh, and that you could use this as a purchase option. So I explained that to him, but I was kind of just letting him roll. I said, "Give us the past, the present, and the future." So
Yeah, about that, the option to buy and then sell after.
Yeah, let's talk about a purchase situation because that is
mm,
the thing that very few people understand and certainly relates to people that would be listening to your real estate show because they'd be listening to it because they're kind of thinking maybe I should sell, maybe I should buy, well, what should I do?
right.
And there are millions of people. There's about 50 million of us right now. By 2030, there's going to be 70 million of us old people over 62. And I've got a reverse mortgage. I'm only 63. I have a reverse mortgage and I bought a nicer house because I got a reverse mortgage. And I get this statement every month and it says, this is not a bill. You know how cool it is to owe 517,000 and it's not a bill? I mean, a lot of people like that. So I was able to buy a nicer, more expensive house that I put less money into because I had a reverse mortgage. Does that hurt my kids? No, because actually I have a nicer house, which will go up in value more than the other one. And so
Mm,
there's all kinds of people. In fact, according to the National Association of Realtors and the US Census Bureau, 90% of people my age are in the wrong house and they cannot age in place. And if they ended up having a health problem and needed to come home in a wheelchair, they could not come home and they'd have to go to a nursing home. You know how many people want to go to a nursing home? Not very many. They want to come
right.
home to their home.
Exact scenario, yeah, with a client, and I felt really bad for him and mindset of the reverse mortgage. I tried to connect him, and that's why we want to change the perceptions of what this means. Gonna lose your house. It's just it's still there. It still exists in the world around this product. But, along with it, what always gets me, where I try to appeal to them, is to their parents, live your life to the fullest, spend all the money you want, whatever. That's the negative there. You start building a mortgage, but you're living a more comfortable life into your later years where you want to be. And the kids get a little less money, and the house isn't taken. You have a time to sell it, or you have.
Yeah, we don't. That's a good point. We don't show up at the funeral. I mean, people have a year to
Yeah.
deal with it after their parents die. So it's not like we come to the funeral. Hey, you owe us 400,000, pay up. But the issue is that it's not only about a better life; it's also about a safer life. And what people don't realize is that people like me that do a reverse mortgage early in life actually end up giving their kids more while they're alive and after they're dead, because they're not trying to pay off a house and have all their money tied up in a house. And so they still own the house, but because there's no payment, it's still there. So let me give you an example right there in California. I work nationally, but just last week, there was a client who said, I do not want to list my house because we have a 3% mortgage. And we've got a $600,000 3% mortgage on our $1.5 million house. And we don't want to sell because we'll never get a mortgage rate like that again. And I said, well, just a minute. Is this a house you want to be in? No, we've got $100,000 worth of deferred maintenance at least. And it's a 3-level house. We could never, we can't really age in place here, but hey, the payment's only $2,700. So we want to stay here. And I said, well, just a minute. How much will you come out of? Let's take a look. And so we did this together with the real estate agent and said, okay, you're going to come out with about $750,000 when everything is said and done and capital gains taxes are paid and so on, if you sell your $1.5 million house. And he said, I know that, but then we go to the desert, to Palm Desert, to a 55 plus community where we want to live. And the house that we want there is $1 million. So what do we do then? Now we've got to get a $300,000 mortgage because we got to spend $100,000 to move and buy furniture and everything else for the new house. So, now we got a $300,000 mortgage at 7%. It's going to cost more than our 6%, our 3% mortgage that we have right now. I said, hold on just a minute. I'll give you a mortgage that has an optional payment that you don't have to pay. In fact, the payment will be zero, not $2,700, not $2,000, not even $1,500. It's zero. And so you can sell your house for 1.5, buy the house for $1 million in the 55 plus community. Your payment goes to zero. You're already making $4,000 a month in Social Security. You're good. And you have a zero payment. If you want to quit your jobs at 70 and 72, you can quit your jobs. All we did is come in with roughly a $300,000 after they paid the $650. We came in with a $350,000 mortgage that they never have to make payments on for the rest of their life. They'll get some tax deductions along the way if they do wish to make payments, and they can spend more money on their kids and their grandkids. Travel. They want to travel. They're going to be in the desert. They want to travel the 3 months that are the hottest and enjoy life and go visit the kids and the grandkids around the country. Completely change their lives because they weren't concerned about the percentage. They were concerned about the zero payment because that's what's changing their life. And here's where it goes further. If he dies first, his wife can afford to stay in the house because she doesn't have a payment. And even though the Social Security will go down with him gone, she'll be able to still afford to stay in the house and enjoy the rest of her life without having to worry about whether or not she has to move to some assisted living or apartment somewhere. This is something that there's millions of us that need to go through that same thought process. We're in the wrong house and we need to list our house. There's a problem with inventory. People can't buy houses because there's not enough people my age that are moving out of the house that they shouldn't be in, moving to a 55 plus community. The house that I live in, all on one floor. This isn't a young person's house. We sold the house to some young people that are raising their kids, our big old 5-bedroom, 4-bath house. And move to the house that we want to be in with the master suite, everything on the main floor, zero entry, all that sort of thing. There are millions of people. I'm just a farm kid from Wisconsin who never went to college, and I figured this out. There's a whole bunch of people that should figure this out because it's not that complicated.
Now, this product needs to get to a lot more people. A lot more people. I could see it applying so many people, simplifying, improving their. And some of the buyers, I'll even say in traditional purchases, scenario there with the 3% category, are worried about commitment. And enough of them are like, well, there may be an opportunity to refinance in the future. if I'm wrong, but the same would apply to a reverse mortgage. Could you go back and refi?
Absolutely. You can refinance if the rates change. You can refinance if the PLFs change, the terms change. And if you don't want to refinance, people say, well, how long is the term of this mortgage? Well, mine is good until I'm 150. That's a 90-year mortgage. So if I don't want to refinance, I don't have to, but I can refinance whenever I want, move, get another reverse mortgage somewhere else. Some of my clients are on their fourth reverse mortgage because they move, follow kids, refinanced, whatever. It's just like any other
Wow.
mortgage. You just refinance it and pay it
Yeah.
off.
So this product is as flexible as any other. Weighted to the property. You still have lots of options and mobility.
In fact, I'd call it more flexible because how many mortgages give you permanent forbearance on your payment? Make a payment if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I mean, that is pure security and control because if I want to create equity, I can pay my mortgage down, pull the money back out if I need it. I never have to make a payment, use the money to have fun with, use the money to invest. So I've got complete control over that, where somebody that gets a 30-year mortgage or a 15-year mortgage is a slave to that payment every first of the month. And that's fine if you're a 30, 40-year-old. You're a 60, 70-year-old. Why on earth do you want a payment? I mean, I've done that for 40 years. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done with it. I'm privileged. I'm a protected class now. I'm over 62. And in Minnesota, you can only do over 62. In California and a lot of other states, you can go all the way down to 55 because we have proprietary products that are available. And so you can start early on the process if you want to retire early.
And that's what I had heard, 55 in California. And that's very exciting. Yeah, it's great. And I'm making some assumptions here, but they seem pretty basic, and you guys have a great product. For 55 and their home's worth $1 million. In 20 years, they're still doing good.
Well, that's the
$2
thing.
million.
Exactly. That's the thing that we have to be very aware of, is that there's complete protection. These are what are called non-recourse loans. And I know you guys understand that technical term being in the real estate business, but a lot of people don't. What a non-recourse loan is, for all of your listeners, is you never get the terms changed. And the terms of a reverse mortgage are that you can never go upside down, even if the real estate market crashes. So back in 2009, when my 94-year-old uncle died, one of my first clients, he was upside down in his house. Well, he wasn't, he was dead, but he didn't have to worry about it. But his heirs were upside down, but they really weren't, because FHA comes in, pays the difference. The investor does not ask for any money. And he still had $300,000 to pass on to his heirs on other investments that he had. But the upside down part, paid for by FHA, they walked away and did not have to pay a dime. In fact, they got a tax deduction when they sold the house on a short sale, because it's a guaranteed short sale from the beginning of the contract. When I signed my contract last year, it's got a guaranteed short sale clause that if it's upside down at the end, my kids can sell it for 95% of the value of the new value, regardless of how much I owe. There is no mortgage in the nation that guarantees that.
There is not. Absolutely. That's a great. So, I think that's good for B. Is there anything else you think is super relevant to some follow-up conversations?
Well, there is.
Okay.
The biggest thing, Darren, that I'd like to leave your audience with is, don't prejudge this thing and say, well, that would be great for somebody that doesn't have kids. That'd be great for somebody that's broke. That'd be great for somebody who can't afford to pay cash. That'd be great for my neighbor or for my uncle, but not for me. I mean, I'm in good shape. I don't need it yet. I was just talking to one of our loan officers in the East Coast, and he said, this really wouldn't be something that my mom and dad would need, because they've got their house paid off and they got plenty of money. I said, what's plenty of money? And he said, oh, they got almost 500,000. I said, well, just a minute. What happens if they end up being in a situation where they need long-term care? What happens if they need money to fix their roof, to take you guys on vacation, to have some fun with stuff? What if they want to give money to their church or their charity or to you guys? And all of a sudden you realize, this is something good for my parents. They don't have long-term care insurance. And my dad, in fact, has had a couple of back operations, and we're kind of concerned about mom taking care of him. So it is so easy to say that's for somebody else until you really start looking at it. So I'd encourage anybody that's listening is the big thing is Michael Joy, one of our loan officers that works in the area, would simply for free run through the scenario and say, this is what it would look like. That's all we did with this, with Joe and Becky down in Southern California, in the southern part of LA area. When they wanted to move to Palm Desert, we just went through their scenario and they listed their house the next day. They said, oh, okay, well, we didn't realize that's how it worked. They didn't think it was for them. And when they realized they could buy the house in Palm Desert, they listed their house immediately to be able to buy that house in the 55 plus community. So don't prejudge yourself. This is open to everybody and it's free. And sometimes what you don't know, everybody says what you don't know doesn't hurt you. What you don't know can really hurt you, especially when it comes to retirement. And we want to help people
like that.
To avoid that.
That should be the tagline. What you don't know can.
Applies to a lot of things. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. We really appreciate you coming on. I know took some timing and all, but we plan on continuing to talk about this product and reach in our areas that we serve to introduce it to more people. So we hope you're there to be a resource.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. We want to get the news out. I'm kind of partial to helping old people. At our company, we exist to love and value people. What I do is to love and value old people. So I joke because I'm an old person now, but anybody over 55, 60, we call old, and we help them have a better life, better retirement. And we just love doing that. It's not just a good business. It's just a great feeling. And I appreciate the opportunity to tell the story.
Well, thanks so much, Harlan. Take care. We'll speak with you soon.
Appreciate you.
Yep,
all right.
bye.
Take care. Bye. All right. Well, there you go. That was really good. I like Harlan.
From him, or was that from me? I don't know.
Say it again.
Yeah, maybe it was on my end.
The what? I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. You kind of go in.
I'm gonna reset if you can't hear me. Okay.
Yeah. Your cam. Just so you know, your camera is it's very pixelated, and your audio is in and out. So whatever you need to do. That would be good. Well, look, let's just see. Yeah. Well, I think he's restarted or he's doing something. He'll come back. Guys, we're going to move now to Mortgage News Daily. And let me go ahead and share my screen. And we'll let Darren pop in later. Just bear with me here. Okay. Let's see. All right. So let's see if he comes back in. Let me just run the numbers for now. So we're at Mortgage News Daily. We'll take a look at the mortgage rates and just using the 30-year fixed mortgage rate as the barometer. You can see now we are at 7.14, at least as of today, through Mortgage News Daily's survey nationally, 7.14%. I believe that is the highest, or at least matches up to, let's see. So last time we were at 7.14, roughly. Well, we were at 7.22 somewhere back in November 22. So it's been a while. So we're ranging up there. In terms of the rest of the outlook, you see 30-year fixed 7.14. There again, it went up 0.09. 15-year fixed 6.48. And then 30-year jumbo 7.15, very similar. 5/1 ARM 7%. 30-year FHA 6.8%. and then finally 30-year VA 6.82. So right now we are definitely trending towards the negative. We're significantly weaker again based on today. So there's always tomorrow, right? Anyway, that is our short look at what's going on. I'm looking for Darren, and he's not back in yet, so I will trudge on. Let's go ahead and move on now to, let's see, our solds. Bear with me here. We're going to go to solds, top picks, and we're going to first look at the local market, Northeast Los Angeles. What did it do in the last 7 days? So bear with me here. We're going to go and take a look, and let's see, look at, let's see here, seller wins and buyer wins. Week ending August. Oh, I hear him. He's coming back in. He's coming back in. There he is. Hold on, guys. There he is.
Is that any better?
I'm going to guess it's much better. We'll find out. Yeah. And now your audio just went out again. So, but maybe it's recording. We'll see. Okay. Well, look, I went through Mortgage News Daily. Was there anything more that you wanted to add to that part of our stream? I just noted that it was basically up 7.14, and the last time we were there was back in November of 22. So, any other comments?
Period again. It's when the Fed last spoke, it stayed in a window. You could see there probably for about 3 weeks. We've been in a pretty where it goes from here, who knows? Right. Stay in this range. I think everybody's waiting to see what the Fed's going to do. And that might have an impact one way or the other.
Got it. Okay.
Did you get that?
All right. I kind of heard it, kind of didn't. I don't know if our audience did or not, but
all right.
I'm
sorry, guys.
I believe that maybe it did.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, right. We've got a CPI number coming up this week, so we'll see what people think of that. All right. So
yeah, the lingering thing I'm still hearing is just about the downgrade of the U.S. debt. So
still
helping, that's looming.
Wow. Okay. Well, I've started to move into the local market and what it looked like in the past 7 days. So there was a total of 10 solds in the last 7 days. So it was 15 last week. I'm sorry, 19 last week. So it went down pretty significantly. And then we had 16 pendings, same as last week. And then 28 actives. Last week, we were at 32 actives, again, for Northeast Los Angeles. Okay. The median percentage of list price, it went up slightly, 2% to 103% of list price. It was 101 last week. And then big jump up on days on market. So it was 26.5 days on market median. Last week, 15 days. So it really kicked up. I don't know if that's a slowdown. Again, we're looking through the lens of 30 days. So we'll see. But that's a pretty significant slowdown there. Let's see. Any other comments, anything about this week that you noticed about the market, Darren?
Adapting to the higher rates and waiting to see what direction it's going to take. A huge jump one way or the other. So I.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know what you just said, but hopefully, again, hopefully our audience heard it. So, um, all right. Well, I'm going to move now to what seller wins there were, and then buyer wins. So let's take a look at the MLS. Just bear with me here, guys. Let's see. All right. So we're first going to go to 1130 Nolden Street. And this started at a list price of $1,119,999. And let's see what they saw. The sold price was $1,380,000 for a whopping $260,001 increase. Let's see here. That's 123% of list price. And then this took 13 days on the market. And I had some notes there of nice neighborhood, corner lot, nice remodel, but underpriced. So let's go ahead and get this moving, and we'll see what they saw. Okay. Well, very pretty house. Let me run the numbers. 1130 Nolden Street. This is in Highland Park. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And let's see here. Yeah. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. 1,698 square feet of living space. Sold for $1,380,000. This was a smaller lot, 3,750 square foot lot. 13 days on the market. This was brought to us by Brad Keys and May Baker. And on the buy side, Robert Fisher. So congrats to all their buyers and sellers and their agents on a great sale. I'm going to check in and see if Darren can participate.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you intermittently.
Okay,
have any
I'll let you
comments
do
on this
most
one?
of the input there, then, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Underpriced, 1.3 to 1.4 range is appropriate on the sale.
Yeah. Yeah. And, as I always say, I wonder if they left any money on the table. We'll never know. But very charming place. Good amount of square footage. It's a corner lot. Very decent neighborhood. Nice neighborhood. And not too far from York. But yeah, that's the comment. I think they underpriced it quite a bit. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next seller win. Oops, bear with me, guys. There it is. We're going to go to Rockland, 5237 Rockland Avenue. And this started at $2,295,000 and landed at $2,550,000 for a $255,000 increase, 111% of list price, 11 days on the market. Let's see what they saw. Let's see. Okay, I'll run the numbers and let's get this started. 5237 Rockland Avenue. This is in Eagle Rock, 4-bedroom, 5-bath, living space 2,481 square feet. This sold for $2,550,000. It's on a 6,300 square foot lot, and let's see here, 11 days on the market. This was brought to us by, let's see here, Rhonda Doyle and Tracy Doe. On the buy side, Justin Freeling and Rob Calick. So congrats to them, their buyers and their sellers. For me, let's see, what I noted here was beautiful flip, definitely above the norm design-wise. It also included an ADU, and it's our favorite part of Eagle Rock, right? It's north of Hill. So a lot of great things about this property. So congrats to them. Darren, do you have any other comments?
But gosh, both heavy hitters on both sides of the transaction.
right?
That's my one comment. Huge agents. So it is a great property. You're correct. I agree. And ADU is very appealing to a lot of people these days, and in a great neighborhood. I think you picked it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, gosh, that living room with the windows. Yeah, I mean, they really went above and beyond.
Anytime you can get that mix of old
Mm,
energy, old architecture with modern amenities,
mm-hmm,
um,
mm-hmm.
it's gonna do well, and this has them.
Nice, nice. Okay, and then let's see here. It was nice. One thing I noticed, and I've been complaining about lately, is we're always in Los Feliz for these high-end properties. It was nice to see Eagle Rock and Highland Park represented. So let's
Yeah.
see here. Okay, so the next one is a buyer win. Darren, this is more in your neck of the woods. This is 1908 North Alvarado Street. List price $1,895,000. It was reduced to $1,850,000. A $45,000 reduction, 98% of the list price. And let's see, this took, well, it says 88 days here. I looked, it took a little longer than that. But let's see here. Let's go ahead and see what they saw. All right. Okay, 1908 North Alvarado Street. This is a 3-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,500 square foot living space. 1,850,000 is the sold price. 5,200 square foot lot. And let's see here. I think I said 11. Oh, it says here 88 days on the market. Let's see. This is brought to us by Ed Faktorovich and Nicholas Fichera. And on the buy side, Lauren Narozniak and Tamra Pardee. So congrats to them. Yeah, I thought this was a great house. I thought somebody got a pretty decent deal on this. They started this, Darren, at $2,100,000. So
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe they overpriced this a bit, got a little too aggressive.
It's tough. I mean, we've been there a couple of times recently. Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
don't know how the market's going to respond. This
Yep.
property, the tough part about this property is that it's owner occupied, and that's clear. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
take much energy to figure that out. Just
Right.
in the photos, even it looks owner occupied.
Yep.
So it just doesn't show as well. I think ideally, in the right scenario, it's a vacant property. You're going to get the most for the property in that situation.
Yep.
There's a little bit of funkiness about this property, and even that peak on Alvarado, which I drive almost every day.
Yeah.
You're really at the peak of a mountain, so you get some great views, but it's a narrow street to navigate. But I
Yeah, I
agree.
was wondering that. I was wondering if maybe Alvarado kind of diminished it a bit. But
I mean, you think Alvarado, you think busy. It's not busy. It's 100% residential, and
yeah,
that part's fine. But it's a tough street to navigate.
yeah,
It
it can
just
be a
just
shortcut,
is.
right, for a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go on that one. Really, I think the other observation I had was I don't think there were any bad looking homes today. At least the ones that I saw. Everything looked pretty darn good. I think I said that last week. That's not usual. And that includes this one. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is 5140 Baltimore Street. And this started at 1,395,000. And hold on, guys. Let's see. Yeah, landed at 1,350,000 for a $45,000 reduction. Let's see. 97% of the list price, 24 days on the market. And I'm going to show you later a before and after picture on this because they really transformed this place. Okay, let me start the pictures. There we go. All right, the numbers 5140 Baltimore Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath in Highland Park, 1,249 square feet of living space. sold for $1,350,000, 4,400 square foot lot, and 24 days on the market. So let's see here. This was brought to us by Mary Riegel and Rob Kalick, and on the buy side, Johannes Steinbeck. So congrats to everyone there. My notes on this were stylish flip, complete transformation, near York, and I thought this was a decent price. What I wanted to show you guys was the Google Maps view to see what they started, just to see what they started with. Very impressive. I almost don't know how they fit this all in. It's so strange. Hold on. So bear with me, guys. Look at that. That's it.
Yeah, well, they certainly got rid of a lot of trees and vegetation.
Yeah.
I'm torn. We were talking earlier about like privacy and properties, and I love all that vegetation and the privacy it gives. But in the end, I'm not sure it helps sell the structure. It does to a certain group, but in this case, they chose to remove it because the house becomes more of a prominent feature beyond the garden.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this thing really stuck out. But I think for being brand new, having some better finishes in the right neighborhood, I don't know, $1,350,000 is a pretty good price, right? I think it was.
It's interesting these days, man. I just the market is not moving in one direction.
Right.
So to see
house by
something,
house, totally.
It's house by house, neighborhood by neighborhood, and sometimes it's just which buyers are in the market at that time. If it's a good match, you know, we wrote an offer this morning, and that conversation was that as a buyer, you just got to feel like if you've given it your best shot and you're okay losing it, then that's it. You've done what you need to do.
Right. Yeah, I told her that yesterday. I said, you just got to leave it on the field. That's it.
Right.
Just do everything.
Right. You also don't want to feel regret if you get it. So it's really, buying and selling real estate, it's a true evaluation of yourself, and we understand that, and we're trying to draw that out. What are the real motivators? What's the real equation? What are you seeking? The closer you get to knowing that, the more comfortable and easy the process is.
Right. I'm looking, and I just held on this front picture because, they kept the garage and they kept the river rock.
Right. They just got rid of all that vegetation, which was blocking the house.
Yeah. So that is it for my side of it. Let me
Well, it seems like you can hear me. Yeah?
Yeah. My producer in the background has said it has improved.
So okay.
We'll troubleshoot that later.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just going to do two. I'm not going to push it. So first one I want to do on the new active sides, I'm going to go to a neighborhood that we consistently are enamored by, and that is in Montecito Heights, 990 Montecito Drive.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
There just always seems to be value here. Every now and then a property will come up and push the limits on price, but $900,000 for a almost 1,600 square foot house is pretty incredible these days.
Yeah, and the other thing too on this one was it's over a half acre. So 990 Montecito Drive. This is in Montecito Heights. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,560 square feet of living space. Listed at $900,000. They have opens this Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m. and 2 days on the market only. And this is brought to us by Stephen Rude. Stephen Rude. Congrats to Stephen Rude on the list.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking about, our clients looking for the urban farm.
Yeah, sure.
This is a good the what I like about this is what you said. It's a sizable house. The The one that I sent them last week, it was small. It was like a 800 or less square foot place. It was tough to justify the bedroom space. So I don't think they responded because of that. But this is very nice. And you've got privacy. You know, it's on a part of Montecito Drive where you kind of whiz by real quick, and most of the houses are right there on the street. This one you have to go down into a driveway. You get more privacy. Very, very nice.
Yeah, and it looks move-in ready. Just could use some improvements to make it your own. Just looks like a really good buy.
Cool. All right, we'll get that one off to him.
I've got one more, and this is on the way up to Montecito Heights. 3727 Griffin Avenue.
Okay, there it is. Oh, well, this looks pretty, doesn't it? Okay, hold on. Okay, the number is 3727 Griffin Avenue, still Montecito Heights. I call this usually Lower Montecito Heights. No disrespect. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,368 square feet. 1,149,000 is the list price. 7,200 square foot lot. Opens this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 2 to 5. So you can see both of those. Days on Market just came out. And this is brought to us by, see here, Deirdre Solomon and Shannon Reed. So congrats to them.
Yeah. So this one's underpriced. This is a huge house.
Yeah.
And again, this area
severely underpriced.
Yeah, I know. It's huge. And this area is interesting. It's a real mixed bag, but this one's fixed up and it's a character house. So this one could go up a couple $100,000, but who knows in this market? It's definitely worth a couple $100,000 more. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm just going to Google Maps. Gosh, man, what do we do without Google Maps? I was just curious, like, Griffin can be considered a busy street, but it's also not. Let's see. So it's right.
That was it.
Yeah.
Came up right there. That's it. So it wasn't a huge remodel. The house has looked good for a while. I recognized it when I saw it because I drive by there often enough. Yeah.
So what would you do to kind of privatize this a bit?
Just a hedge.
Right? Yeah.
Big hedge. Yeah. Spend like $3,000-$4,000 and like just get mature trees. It'll have an immediate impact.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. All right. Well, let me pull out of this. Let's see. Get rid of all this stuff. And let's see here. Let's get rid of that. All right. Well, gosh, man. Thanks so much to Harlan Accola over at Movement Mortgage. That was a great one. I really loved him as a guest. He's done this a couple times.
Yeah, I that's why I wanted to have him on. I do remember seeing him in his event, and I'm absolutely sincere about how great this product is, and like more people need to learn about this product. And I am not even thinking about retirees because they do it here at 55 years old. This could be just a transitional move in this tough time and trying to figure out what to do in an oversized house. It just really is a product that offers higher quality of life as you move into your later years, starting at 55. And that's amazing that the age came down in California for it as well.
Yep. All right. Well, look, guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, be it reverse mortgages, wanting to go see some homes, we're here for you. Let us know. If you like what we're offering, please follow us, spread the word. It really helps us. We'll speak with you later. Have a great one.
Bye.